Right.
I have no objections.
Lovely, thank you.
Okay.
Lovely husband has reminded me, so I shall set.
Not on the sofa. Up on my lap. You can go on my lap.
Okay. There we go. So we've got the recording going. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put everybody on
He's not
mute
got camera on.
as we go through. And I'm going to share my screen. So I'm going to check that you can all see my screen. And then
Screen sharing. Yes.
Oh, look at this. Can you come and have a look? Look.
Ooh.
right. So let's start right at the beginning. So welcome to Your Horse is Your Mother training. And there's quite a few new people who've only just joined, I think this week or even today. So this is the website. And the learning zone that you've all now got access to is here, which looks like this. So you might have had a chance to have a look already. So this is only available to paid up members. And also a blog here where I put interesting stuff. So details of how to join if you want to share that with any of your friends. Map room practice. So this is open to anybody, so we can share things on here so that anybody can see. And it's just an alternative to Facebook because, as you know, on Facebook you don't always see everything you need to do. It kind of Facebook controls what it shows people. So at least on my website, I can make sure I can share everything. You can pop on now and again and see what is there. So the learning zone here is split up into sections. You can see the welcome, TREC information and tips, general stuff. In there we've got some good articles from various experienced trekkies, particularly useful for newcomers, but always refresher for others. A section on POR, a section on PTV, and a section on control of paces. PTV obstacles I'm going to build up over the winter, and in here, as well as having descriptions of what you're looking for or doing to get maximum points in the PTV obstacles, I'll also be sharing some videos of good and not so good ways of doing obstacles. Then the new sections, we've got compass exercises here, which we're looking at some of those tonight. In the map room practice here, for those of you that have been on the previous live training, there's the map room practice. So here at the bottom, there's actually 3 map practices in there. So as a member, you can go in there. The map practice, you need to send me a stamped address envelope to get the actual maps. And the reason mainly for that is to get them to the right scale. So most of you should have had an email with a map attachment in a PDF, which you can print for tonight's exercise. I have to stress that sometimes when they print, they don't print to scale. So it's okay for what we're doing tonight, which is working out some bearings, but bear in mind that if you try to measure the distance on that map, it won't be correct because the scale goes squiffy sometimes when you print from PDF. So that's why I asked for the good old-fashioned stamped address envelope. So those of you who did the map exercise on the level 1 Brandy House map exercise, it's the same map, so you can reuse that one. Those of you that want a printed copy so that you can do the bearing and calculating the bearing and the distance, all you need to do is pop a stamped address envelope, which details will be on there. I'll come to that later. So, any questions so far? Good. So, the first part of this evening, hopefully you're all expecting getting to know your compass. So, there's a nice exercise on the learning zone, know your compass, and it's maybe stating the obvious, but sometimes when you're, if you've not done compass work before, then it's very useful. And sometimes if you've had a break, so over the winter, quite often trekkers don't do much with their compasses, and they come into spring and then you need that refresher. So this is quite, I find this quite a useful exercise. A reminder that bearings are always measured clockwise on the compass. They always start from north, so north is always 0 degrees, and they're in 3 figures. So this little exercise here, you can print off at home, and you can work out, fill out what the boxes are here. So the easy ones we know, south is 180, east is 90, and west is 270. So that's a little exercise. So you can find that in the learning zone and do that at your own leisure. So, oops.
What's 360 in total?
So the next one, again, you can see this is in the nice purple learning zone. So beginner's guide to using a compass. Now, I'm very, I don't like waste. So on a survey website has some fantastic learning resources. So I'm sure they won't mind me sharing them with you. And I've got particularly useful ones on here. So again, you can go into the learning zone, they're easy to find, and then all you need to do is click on the various links here. And then in this particular one, it will take you to the exercises. So the first one we're going to look at is, so you can see this is on the Ordnance Survey, so this is free and available to anybody. I'm going to play a little video for you. So the first one is features of a compass. So if we just press this, we should.
So probably the most basic but essential bit of kit in navigation is this, the compass. And knowing your way around it is really important. First up, we have the base point. That's this bit here. It's large and rectangular. Then we have the compass housing, which is also known as the bezel. Inside this, the needle moves freely inside through it and will orientate itself towards magnetic north. So the lines at the base of the bezel or compass housing, the parallel lines, are orientated lines. So these you'll use to launch out the compass, grid lines, or your OS map. The arrow there in the center is the orientating arrow. So all of these can be very, very helpful to gain your bearing. Once you've got that, you then use your direction and travel arrow to go in the right direction. Around the edge of the base plate, we've got lots of different scales which we use to measure distance and also to help you in forming your 6-figure grid reference. And then last of all, right in the middle, we have a magnifying glass to help you see fine. So in summary, the key parts of the compass are the base plate, the direction of travel arrow sends you in the right direction, the bezel or compass housing, orientating lines, they line up with the grid lines on the map, compass scale help with measurements on the map, index line is the marker to count degrees, orientating arrow to use in conjunction with the direction of travel arrow, compass needle which points to north.
There we go. So I think that's a very useful little video there. So what do we need to use our compass for? So for level 1, I still think that you need to be able to use your compass for level 1, if only to get you out of the map room. And quite often I'll see at TREC competitions, and you do your kit check and your equipment check, and you'll pull out your compass. There we go, tick in the box, and then go back in the pocket and never to be seen again for the rest of the ride. So what I would encourage you to do over the winter is to get a map of where you ride at home, draw the route, and start using your compass on a route that you ride every day or every week, sorry, that you become comfortable with using a compass, because it isn't that hard. I think some of the fear of the compass then puts us humans into a bit of a panic mode. So, to use a compass for map reading, so this little video here will talk us through how to take a compass bearing. So I'm just going to play this one next.
So once you know how a compass works, you can use it in connection with the map to get around. Let's confirm where we are. This is our point here, right by this car park. And I'd like to get to this campsite here. The first thing I'm going to do is line up those 2 points using an edge of my compass. So this is point A in this field, and this is point B at the campsite. Making sure that the direction of travel arrow is pointing the direction I want to go. Next thing I have to do is line up the orientation lines inside the bezel with the grid lines on the map. Be really certain the orientating arrow is facing grid north on the map. Now, don't forget to add your magnetic variation. You know that around here that's about 2 degrees, so I'll add that on. 1, 2. So now all I need to do is to line up my needle with the lines inside the bezel, look down the direction of travel arrow, pick the landmark, I walk towards it. Once I get there, I repeat this whole procedure and I can continue walking on a bearing.
Okay, so that's how easy it is to take a bearing and to work out where you're going to go. And one little thing in that little video I want you to ignore is when he talks about magnetic variation, because in the UK it is so minimal that you can forget about magnetic variation. So whatever the degree that you measure on your map, that is what you will use. So forget magnetic variation for TREC. Okay. So let's move on to, and this is another link again that you'll find in the Learning Zone page. So this is going through what Steve just explained on the video. So it walks you through how you would use your compass. So in TREC, you'd have a line, something similar to this one on the screen here. So as he explained, you put your compass edge along the side of the line. You then turn the dial so that the compass housing is pointing to north. And just like it did on the video, ignore the magnetic variation. And then you lift your compass off, and you must remember the third step is you do not touch the compass housing again. Once you've set it on your route, you don't touch the compass housing. So that's another page there as a refresher. There's also in the Learning Zone, there's one of the sections where you can, I think it might be in here, you can download a PDF. There we go. How to take a bearing using a map and compass. So in this one, there's actually a handout. If you walk you through that bit there, and then right at the bottom, if you click on that there, it'll download a PDF that you can print out and keep in your map case, which is a reminder then of how to take a compass bearing. Okay, so next we're going to move on to practical, so the section on the Learning Zone with practical compass exercises. So the first one that we're going to look at tonight is the one that you should have the map for. If you haven't, I can email one to you, or better still, send me an envelope so you get the correct scale for the distances. Or if you've got an app like Anquet or OS Maps, you can print this one off yourself and draw the route from this screenshot on the screen now. So this is the route that we used for the map room. So if you haven't already done that, you can do that exercise first. So this is an actual route that you can ride from Brandy House Farm. And I know, Amanda, you're coming next April, so you'll get to ride this, all being well. So what we're going to do for this exercise, and this is to take away, I'm going to walk through it and then you can ask any questions now, is I want you to take the bearing from A to B. So if you had ridden up from the Brandy House up here and you got to point A and you wanted to get to point B, you would take a bearing. Now, those of you that have got the map with you and the compass ready, I'll give you a couple of minutes if you want to have a go at that. And if anybody wants to ask any questions, feel free to do that now.
So how do I do a compass bearing from A to B?
I suppose we need to point the map to our north. That's a good thing to do on this map.
Everybody all right? Anybody got any questions?
So that's north on the map.
It's down that way.
It's not that way. So it's
Wait, so which-
Julia, can I talk through this with you?
Yeah,
It's
sure.
Jen.
Hi, Jen.
I'm actually facing north.
Mm-hmm.
So if I leave my map facing north, but I do my direction arrow pointing, well, it's not quite south, but going southwards, and line it up between A and B, the straight side.
Mm.
So north is now like pointing to A, but my directional arrow is going to B.
So you put your compass along the line from A to B, yeah?
Yeah, with my directional arrow heading towards B.
You had your directional header, the directional arrow heading towards B, that's correct. So
Yeah, even though I'm not stood at A.
absolutely, yeah. If you forget the fact
Yeah.
that you're not stood at A, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
So,
I've just got myself a little bit confused there.
that's all right, don't worry. So turn the compass housing so that the lines on the bottom of the compass housing. So if you turn, you'll be able to see the north and the parallel line. So you want the north on the compass housing that you turn to be pointing to north, which is the top of the map.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
And then once you've done that, you can lift your compass off the map and look at the reading that you've got on your compass. Let me show you.
It's like that. That's the direction I want to go.
Let's find the right picture. So
Then I got to straighten that up.
if you look at the screen, you'll take the number on the dial. You'll take from here.
Where's the travel line?
Is the
What's the travel line?
bearing that you'll travel on. Jen.
160.
That's your third step.
175, 172. You've got the map upside down and help it.
No, I haven't. Look, north there.
Yes, that's fine. But you generally have.
Did that help, Jen?
Yes, it did. I it just confirmed I was okay. I was a bit unsure whether I was doing it right, but yeah,
that's right. So you could read off the bearing, which is, I think, is it 160?
Yes, I get just over 160, but
Yeah.
Yeah, so 160.
60.
And then if you actually stood at A, you'd take your compass off the map, lie it on your hand, or like.
Yeah.
Where'd you get 160? 160 it was, and round here.
And then.
So 160 is going to be. Oh, I found you. Okay.
Yeah, you'd line up your north on your dial. You'd line up the north needle with the north on the base plate. So you literally, I'm going to stand up.
I don't touch the bevel.
No, you don't touch it. Do not. That's one of the golden rules. Do not touch the bezel once you've got your.
So I line up the red arrow to north without touching it by magnetic field, and then I follow the directional arrow, takes me in the direction I need to go. Got it. Brilliant. Thank you.
Sorry, I haven't. What do you mean about the north arrow, the red arrow having to be in the north?
So have you done? You done the first step?
I'm completely lost now. Does the red north arrow have to be in the house?
Yeah.
Does red Fred have to be in the shed?
Red in the shed. That's the one. Red in the shed.
Does red Fred have to be in the shed to get
red in the shed?
Reading?
You want your red in the shed, which will tell you then which way you're going. So when your north arrow points to the north on the base plate, you need your best bet is to get up and stand and move around to do it.
That's what I did. Yeah.
But my north's not at the top. My north's not at the top of the map now.
I know. Yeah.
Ignore your map.
So then it's on.
Because once you've done step one, which is put the side of the compass next to the, so you've got step one is put your compass on
to north.
Compass from A to B. Yeah, that's step one. Step two is turn the compass over so that your north on the base plate.
Yep.
Is pointing north on your map.
Yep.
So top of the map, and you line up parallel. That's number two.
Can I just stop you there? I'm not getting this at all. I'm not understanding it. It's too complicated for me.
To turn the
I'm
map
getting really
now.
frustrated now.
All right.
My red Fred is not in the shed.
Okay. Have you done step one?
Right. Take me through step one again, Julia, please.
So, the edge of your compass from
edge of the compass.
Yeah.
Yep.
So your directional arrow, the long bit of your compass is now pointing downwards.
What's pointing downwards?
The long, your compass, the long bit. I'm not talking technical now. Your compass.
What's the long?
So this bit, if you look at the screen, Amanda, this bit here will be pointing down towards B.
Yeah.
But then the north on my map then is pointing south. Is that what you mean?
That's okay for now. That's okay.
You want my north to point south, basically.
Yeah, I think that's what you. Yeah.
I got to turn my map upside down. Have I?
No, don't need to turn your map. So once have you twiddled the bezel in the middle now? So it's yeah. Now lift your compass. Forget your map now, and lift your compass off the map.
Lift your compass off the map.
It's got to be in the shed.
Lift your compass.
Red Fred got to be in the shed.
He's in the shed.
Lift your compass.
In the shed or not in the shed?
Lift your compass off the map and put it on your hand.
Right.
See you. Put it on your hand. Lift your compass.
Take my compass off the map, yeah.
Put it on your hand.
Put Red Fred in the shed.
No, put it on your hand as if you're serving a tray of drinks in front of you.
Yeah.
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 Like that.
Doing that.
Now
You
you
listening?
need to stand up, and you need to
Stand up. We've
Amanda,
got-
you need to stand up and turn round until red is in bed.
So red square.
In bed.
Ah,
Yeah.
Wait till he gets into bed.
Still there.
okay, yeah,
Yeah, you got it,
Yeah.
Amanda.
yeah.
Jacqueline, are you okay?
Not sure.
But where'd you get the compass reading from?
So the compass
Mhm.
reading, if you sit back down, Amanda, and I'll show you on the screen. So here on the dial,
I can't listen to two people, Nick, sorry.
there on the dial is where you'll take your compass reading.
Can see that.
You actually so for using this to get out of the map room, you don't even need to worry what that number is. Okay, so you only need to worry about that number when you get up to level 3 and 4. But to get out of the map room, all you need to do is step 1, 2, 3 and go in the direction that the compass tells you. So the bit that you've just done, Amanda, is absolutely perfect. But what you need to do is keep practicing that with a real map, because it'll become much easier when it's your map where you are, rather than this imaginary one.
Okay, hold on.
Okay. Jacqueline, how did you manage to finish that? I mean, yeah, did you?
I'm not sure about lining up them on the map.
So have you done the first bit where you've got the long side of your arrow, the long edge of your compass from A to B?
Yes, and I've set it to north.
And you've got it to north. Okay, so that's step 2.
Now what?
Step
Then what?
3, lift your compass off the map, ignore
Yep.
the map, put your
Yep,
compass on
done
your
that.
hand, and I say it's like serving a tray of drinks. So I'll try and show you on screen there.
Yep, doing that.
Now, so you stand up, and then you need to turn round until the north needle is aligned with the north on the base plate.
Yes, got that.
And then that is the direction that you will go. So the way that your fingers are pointing, and what they call the direction of travel arrow on your compass base, is the way that you'll go.
Oh, okay, got it. So I do need to turn.
So lots of
So I make,
on that one.
sorry, it's Sheila and Julia. I make it about 180, is that right?
I think 160, because 180 would be direct north, direct south, sorry.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting, direct south.
From A to B.
Maybe I haven't marked them right on my map.
Yeah, it should be, if it's just less. It should be. Have you got was this the printout that I sent to you with the, or did you copied it off the one in the learning zone? So let me show you on here. So we're going from here, that's point A,
Okay.
point B. So if it was 180 degrees, it would be going down here.
Let's see what you
I haven't got your map on the screen.
Oh.
I've just got the compass.
Ah, right. Let me have a look, new share. Thanks, Jen. I think it did this last time.
So like that, if we get north on that way, and it's 160 is down there. So
Yeah,
I can see where they're getting the 160.
The red route on your map isn't the same as the red route on my map. So I was a bit confused.
No, it is slightly
I
different. It
did
goes
not
the other
read.
side of the woods, doesn't it?
Yes, I think I might
Yes,
end.
yeah.
Okay, that's why. Whoops. Right.
Look
Is
at
that
my
the one that I
ear.
sent in the? Is that the one that we did in the trainer, or the one that I sent in the email?
Email.
The email one. Right. I need to check that and resend it. Apologies for that. Okay.
The one you've sent on the email sort of comes along down to the cattle grids in a V and comes in the woods, comes in the other side.
Okay. I'll check that out.
No.
So
That's
I
Okay.
think I might have just used the wrong A and B.
That's all right. So what I'm going to do
No, I
is
know it's different. It doesn't
I'm
matter.
going to check the one that I've sent in the email and sent you all a new one. It would be better if you had the printed copy. So either print your own copy off Untitled and copy the route, or send me a stamped address envelope and I'll send you new copies. Then I go back.
I don't even see the A and B on your map now.
Let's have a look. So
That's where you're walking.
So the exercise you
There
can
we
see
go.
there. So when you get your, if you've got the ability to print your own map, you can point those out, and then you there we go. So from A to B, follow the path starting on a bear. So there's 3 measures there which you can do in your own time when you're not under pressure and on TV. And then if you want to do that next, you can then get a map of your own area and do something similar. And if you'd like me to check your answers, you can scan the maps with the routes and the letters and email them to me. So that's the end of today's session. I think you've all done really well. So have a play. Try those 3 measurements there. If you want the extra challenge, you can measure the distance, but we'll cover that on a different training. So I've got 7 minutes left before the system will throw me out because I'm only allowed 40 minutes. So is there any questions before we wind up for the day?
So basically, Julia, when we started, first of all, that is exactly like orienteering your map when you come out of the map room.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the one bit that to feel confident coming out of the map room, you need to be able to do that and know that you're going in that direction. And it's usually the hardest bit of getting out of the map room and starting in the right direction. Once you're on a flow, especially at level 1, it's definitely level 1. It should be a lot fairly simple to follow tracks and paths and roads. Okay, so
Great, thank you.
if you've got any questions, as always, drop me an email, let me know. Do send me your homework. Homework, that sounds really serious, but do send me what you've done if you want me to check your answers. I haven't put the answers on the learning zone, but what I did think I would do is put the answers in the comment here below in a few days, so you can always check in if you just want to look at the answers.
So Julia, to access that learning zone, we've got to join as members, have we?
Yeah, you're already a member, Amanda, so you
Right.
should be. You need a password to log in, so yeah, let me know if you've got any problems.
Okay,
So,
that's
okay.
great.
So thank you
great.
for joining me. I've really enjoyed.
B to B, B to C, C to D. Okay, write that down.
Yeah. And let me know if you've got any questions. And I hope
Great.
next month, I think it's the 3rd of December for the next session. So make sure you grab your place.
Brilliant.
And have fun in the meantime.
That's great. Thank you, Julia.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Have a good night, girls.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Night.
Bye.
I got onto it just at the end, I suppose.
My confidence is down.
No, that's not really did it. Oh, doing
Right, now I've managed to
90.
connect it. It's time to go.
90. He's 90, that's 180. So that was 270 that side. We'll draw out.